I bought this camera for only €2 and it's my favorite camera. Let me explain why. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elias, I'm a photographer located in Athens, Greece, and in this video we're going to take a look at my favorite camera on my camera bag. It's basically the Nikon 300EF, or basically EF300. And yes, the title is not clickbait. I basically purchased this camera for only €2. So this camera can be found online for about 30 to 60 euros or dollars, depending on where you buy it and the condition that you get it in. But I got mine for only €2 from a random seller down in the streets of Athens. So basically here in Athens, and this happens more in downtown Athens, we have all these sellers that are selling random shit that they found left and right. And while I was out there taking my usual walk in downtown Athens, I saw with the corner of my eye this little beaten up camera on some of these sale points. I asked the dude if the camera was still functioning and he had basically no idea. As you can see, it's really beaten up. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it has many scratches and you can basically see that it was used or thrown around a lot. And I asked for the price, he said me €5, and I'm like, dude, the only spare that I have with me is €2. All the rest of my money is on my card, and obviously you cannot pay by card on these sellers. So he's like, okay, give me €2, and yeah, that's the story on how I got this camera for that cheap. And it's really crazy because for only €2 plus the film that I'm using for this camera, I have captured some of my favorite memories. So you might be asking yourself what I actually got for €2, and this basically is a point and shoot film camera. It's really easy to use, it's as simple as it gets. You basically load in the film and the camera does the rest. You turn up the camera from over here on the front, from the cap. You can see if I do this, it's closed. If I do this, the camera is open, and you also get that green light over here on the back, confirming that it's open and ready to shoot. And if I take a shot like that, we get the flash and the film produces to the next slide. The lens that we get on that camera is a 29mm f4.5, if I'm not mistaken. Holy shit, this is really stiff over here from all the use. I think the lens is plastic on the inside, nothing too crazy to be honest. And here are the only two buttons that we get on the camera. Basically the one is for flash, the other one is not for flash. That's about it. As you can see, it's a really simple camera. All you have to do is get used to the flash and the 29mm of this lens, and after you get used to these two things, then this camera is ready to basically capture every memory that you are part of. The image quality is nothing to write poems about, and I'm not even using high quality films most of the time with this camera. Most of the time they are old films that we have heavy color shifts or something like that. Some films that I got with €2, €1, some random ass Walmart films. I have no idea what I'm using on this camera. Sometimes I also use Fujicolor and Kodak, but they're really expensive, so personally I don't really care about the film that I'm using because I'm not doing anything artistic. I just use this camera in order to capture some of my favorite memories. Some of these memories might be from concerts or from parties or from hikes or from trips or for street photography or for walk-arounds. This camera is perfect for everything, especially during nighttime or for parties or for concerts. The flash comes really handy on this kind of situations because you get that really nostalgic look. That front flash towards the faces of everyone makes an effect that is really nostalgic. And you know what? In every party that I got this camera to, or in every walk, or in every social interaction that I used this camera for, everyone was really making many compliments about this small little plastic camera that basically makes you stand out from the rest. This camera is also perfect during daylight, like most film cameras actually. For street photography, the 29mm are reasonably good because you get a really nice wide frame to capture, and also for hikes or some simple walks, the 29mm are perfect for that kind of use. At this point I want to flex a little bit with my €2 camera over here and I want to show you my favorite picture that I captured with this bad boy over here yet. It's this picture over here from a concert. Basically on that show Tiesto came here in Athens. I don't know if you know him. He's an EDM DJ, and this picture is the one that I captured during the concert. So in next week's video, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get this little bad boy over here out on the mountains, and I'm going to try to photograph the wilderness and nature. But if you want to see more content with that small €2 film camera, then definitely subscribe and be ready about that, because yeah, I want to show this little thing around more in the channel, because all this time it was locked away on my pocket and I haven't really talked about that much. I will also link this little bad boy down below on some sites that I found it if you want to purchase it. But again, I would really suggest you to go around your streets and try to find these sellers, and if they happen to maybe sell an old point and shoot film camera or any regular film camera, try to get a bargain. You never know, you might stumble across something really special like I did over here. Just to be clear, I don't see this camera as an artistic tool in order to create the best of the best images. I see this camera more like a documentary camera of my everyday life that creates and captures nostalgic images of my memories. Yeah, that's basically the use case that I have for this camera over here. And yeah, to be honest, best €2 that I have spent in my life. Anyways, I think this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I don't have to add anything else on this camera. You will see more of it on future videos, and especially on next week's video. If you enjoy this type of content and you're new here, then maybe consider subscribing and maybe even liking the video. This really means the world to me. And again, thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time by watching this video. I will see you all next time, and I will leave you with a small slideshow of my favorite images that this camera over here has produced for me. See you next time. Take care. Peace.